Peace. This is a meat and potato sorcery production starring myself, the Water Alchemist, and today's topic for the occult family is Welcome to Asgard. For those that want to excel at astral projection, I highly recommend that you intend such an endeavor during the periods of the new moon or the full moon. And if you do it during those times, you will increase your success rate exponentially. So, be that as it may, my first time I traveled during when the moon was in Aquarius, which was just a few days ago, and I went to Asgard. And it was a wonderful experience as I was welcomed by Thor, Frigg, and Heimdall. Now, Heimdall is the keeper or guardian of Bifrost or the Rainbow Bridge. So it was a wonderful experience. I had fun, and I was even given some gnosis, and it reminds me of a conversation a few years ago that I had with Hel or Hela from the underworld, the Norse goddess. And she was talking about the problem that humans had as it pertains to race. But to hammer home the point, Loki came on the scene. And Loki directed me to an article from the University of Alberta, and it was written in July 2020, the 30th day, by Jeff McMasters, and it dealt with a scholar and a professor of Scandinavian studies, Natalie Van Dusen, and she wanted to destroy the premise that so-called racial purists or nationalists have, talking that the Vikings were just of pure Nordic stock or Aryan, and she said that's not true. And one thing, if you study any culture, whether it be Egypt, Samaria, even Africa, usually people did interact with other races, either through invasion or through trading. And this was even spoken about in Vus Amazulu Credo Mutwa's work in Double My Children. And she was saying scientifically, the evidence suggests that they interacted with people and even took women or wives amongst people of the Middle East, Spain, and dealing with the so-called Moors. And we all know the Moors were in Spain. And then I already talked about Credo Mutwa's work when he said the Zulus encountered the Vikings. So she wanted to destroy that whole thing. She was like, racial nationalism has no place when it comes to dealing with the Norse gods and goddesses. And Loki had to make sure. So I call myself trying to trick Loki. And it doesn't work because you can't finesse a finesser. So can't trick a trickster. And Loki told me, yes, I had to direct that towards you. And Heimdall, Frigg, who was very kind to me, and Thor, Thor loves his beer. Just, just putting it out there. And they welcomed me, and Hela was like, you will always have an ally with us. And so did Loki. So they really wanted to hammer that home. It was wonderful. And then one thing that upon my departing, and Hela said, we know that you're not human. So one thing, when you deal with these gods and goddesses, they're going to really, if they see potential in you, and if you're an honorable person, they're really going to level with you. And like I said, when I dealt with Hela, the person that acted as the liaison for that was one of the sons or children of Tiamat. So that was very good. And I really wanted to say that is that when you're doing this, the way that they view things and the way that you view things is totally different. So with that, that is your meat and potato sorcery for the day. I am the Water Alchemist. Be water, my friends. Peace.